Hello, you beautiful bastards. The patch notes have been released for the open beta. Exciting, exciting times. If you want to hear the patch notes word for word, watch the full video. If you don't, I'll put a timestamp in the bottom and put the highlighted things that I think are the most impactful things that have changed in the patch notes in the description below. Alright, let's get into it. Expeditions. They have fixed instances of boss encounters failing to begin or restart their encounters in multiple expeditions. Fixed an issue where players can get stuck in between Charters and the arena in the Lazarus instrumentally. Never experienced this, but that's good. They fixed an issue with the laser walls not dealing damage in Starstone Barrows. They've also fixed where Archibald will despawn during fight in Starstone Barrows. That's good. Nice little quality of life things here. They fixed an issue with the Vine Bridge disappearing in Garden of Genesis. They fixed where players could be blocked from entering the Priest mini-boss room in the depths. There's the expeditions. In the world, they smoothed the access points to ship flags on the starter beaches. Increased the interact range on the ship flags on starter breaches. Added additional directional beacons to the FTU. I'm not really sure what that is, but hopefully that's good. Fixed issue where teleport shrines did not appear on the map, compass, or have a beacon of light. Improved spawn rates throughout the world at locations that are bottlenecking players on the same quests and missions. Improved lighting and starting breaches at night to be less dark. Quest. They fixed multiple quests across the world that were causing bottlenecks due to large amount of players attempting the same objective. They fixed an issue where players could become locked while interacting with certain lore notes. Updated text description for an unpresent task to direct players to the correct watchtower. Fixed instances where AI could respawn limitlessly for certain quests. Fix various town mission exploits. That's something that we all wanted to see. That's great that they've got that in there. Green, yellow, and red placement validations are now shown when decorating homes. Fixed an issue where VFX for loot containers were missing when under high load. Fixed circumstances where certain NPCs would be invisible before interacting with them. General AI, increased damage scaling for AI above level 50. Gradual scaling from 0% up to 25% at level 66. Increased health scaling for AI above level 30. Gradual scaling from 0 up to 15% at level 66. Open world non-boss elites. Increased health and damage to bring them more in line with expedition difficulty enemies. This is multiplicative with the change noted in general AI. Increased damage of all non-boss open world elite AI by 12 to 17%, definitely needed. Increased health of elite plus AI, corrupted ogres, corrupted bears, etc. by 60%. Open world and arena bosses. Increase health and damage to bring them more in line with expedition difficulty enemies. This is multiplicative with the change noted in general AI. Increased boss damage by 20% and increased boss health by 33%. All of these things were needed. I think that's fantastic. Most of this stuff was a pushover in the closed beta, so having that there, I think that's a great change. We'll see how that goes in the open beta. Expeditions. Increased damage for all expedition AI by 13%. Great, that's fantastic. Again, expeditions were a bit of a pushover. A lot of people weren't liking that. So having that, I think will change it up a little bit. We'll see how it goes. Notable bug fixes. General. Players may no longer transfer boss status effects back to the boss through use of contagious reverse stab perk. Resolved several leashing bugs that allowed players to kill AI from unreachable positions. Resolved the bug preventing dynasty trainees from damaging the player. Arenas. Spriggan now uses heal behavior more consistently. Now uses his vine sweep attack while his attack is in melee range. Increased run speed and accuracy of target movement when chasing a target. Fixed an issue stopping him from using Burrow to pressure far range targets. Fixed an issue allowing the Spriggan to be attacked while spawning. Expeditions again. The depths. Adiakadi Azamelia. Fix an issue that caused the Archdeacon's mines to not be destroyed when he is interrupted by destroying his monoliths. Fix an issue that caused the Archdeacon to skip phases if pulled to room entry. The Dynasty Shipyard. Empress Zoo. Fixed a bug causing pedestrian hitboxes to be up too high. Gardener Genesis. Alluvium. Fix an issue causing Alluvium's root wall AoE attack to not reach the edges of his arena. The Blighted Greenkeeper. Fix an issue allowing her to throw a boulder on herself and take heavy damage in phase 3. Starstone Burrows. Grundigil the Regent. Fixed an issue that sometimes caused her Undying Army spawners to not despawn when she died. Lazarus instrumentally. Chartis resolved an issue allowing his phase 3 beam attack to not correctly end after the target had been downed. Tune damage volumes for a more consistent player experience. Combat. PvP scaling. PvP scaling has been reduced. The level difference will matter more in your encounters, meaning that it will take more hits for a lower level player to kill a high level player and less hits for a high level player to kill a lower level player. I think in the closed beta they had it pretty spot on, but look, I'm going to trust their judgment here. I'm going to see how it goes, and it's still going to be very skill based to kill a high level player. I don't think this is going to be too much of an issue. It depends how much it's been reduced by. They haven't really given us much info with this, so all we're going to be able to do is test it in the open beta coming up tonight. Attribute threshold bonus. Reduced Constitution 250 attribute threshold bonus damage reduction from 80% to 60%. That was needed. The Warhammer. Reduced Warhammer hardened steel damage reduction bonus from 20% to 15%. The Sword. Freeing Justice passive will now only remove a single debuff, not all debuffs. Fortitude has been replaced with Invigorating Bollock. This passive will grant 15 stamina on hit with the Shield Bash and Shield Bash Rush abilities. Leaping Strike. Startup frames reduced from 16 to 14. That's nice. A lot smoother combat with that change. Leaping strike distance is increased from 4 meters to 6. Counter attack has been modified to be able to stack and obtain a better bonus. It now grants a 3% in power for 5 seconds when blocking an attack, and can stack up to 5 times for a maximum of 15% in power bonus. Previously, it would grant a 10% in power for 20 seconds after blocking attack. The Life Staff, this is what we want to see. Sacred Protection's passive changed to grant a 5% increase incoming healing efficiency to all group members. Used to grant additional max HP. Reduces the effectiveness of Orb and Protection Fortify by 15 to 10%. We definitely need to see those Life Staff nerfs. It was super OP in the closed beta. That is nice to see. Hatchet. Berserk duration reduced to 12 seconds and the cooldown has been increased to 18 seconds. That's good. The Hatchet was extremely strong in the closed beta, so doing that is really good. Berserking Refresh now heals 10% every 4 seconds, while Berserk is active to a maximum of 30% health, was every 5 seconds for a max of 35%. Great Axe. Reduced effectiveness of Gravity Well Fortify upgrade from 15 to 10%. That's not a bad move. I think that's good. Great Axe was quite strong as well. Reduced Great Axe Enduring Strike Damage reduction bonus from 20 to 15%. Again, I think that's a good move. We all know the Great Axe was crazy in the closed beta. Second hip of Reap no longer has stagger on hip. That's fine. I'm happy with that. Again, it's really good. The Bow. Reduced effectiveness of Bow Unbreakable Focus Fortify passive from 20 to 10%. So we're going to see how that is. Chain perks. Reduced the number of time the chain perks chain to another target from 5 to 3. Chain metal perks now only trigger off basic attacks, light and heavy, and have a 2-second cooldown. Equip load updates. The 20% damage increase for the light equip load and the 10% damage increase for the medium equip load should also affect the healing output of the character. Healing is reduced by 20% to account for this. We want the best healer to be in light gear. I 100% agree with this. I think that's a good move. Being in light gear, being able to give you more heals. This is going to prevent people from doing those paladin builds and being unkillable, absolutely unkillable. Reduce the medium equip load threshold from 13 to 15 and heavy threshold from 30 to 23. I was definitely hoping for this change. This is a huge step in the right direction, I think. This is a great change. Armor. Normalize the weight of the protection ratios, physical elemental balance with each armor class. Increase the armor provided by chest pieces and reduce the amount provided by helmets. Yep, that definitely is a good move as well. The chest piece definitely should have more armor than the helm. I'm pretty sure in the closed beta they were equal, which didn't make much sense. Slightly increase the armor granted by balance ratios to match the total armor provided by physical and elemental ratios. Reduce the weight of round and kite shields. I think that's a good move as well. This ties to what they did before. So they've reduced the load for medium and heavy, and the shields are quite heavy. So I feel that with these reductions, you couldn't stay in medium and wear a sword and shield. So I think that's a really good thing. Housing trophies. Reduce damage bonus against creature families from 6, 8, 10% to 3, 4, 5%. That is a huge nerf. Clamping of Empower and Fortify buffs. Potions will now be included in the Clamping of Empower and Fortify buffs, 50% max. Elemental damage consumables. Updated duration from 3 minutes to 30 seconds. I'm guessing what that means is that the effectiveness of the elemental damage consumables only lasts 30 seconds rather than 3 minutes now. So you have to be a lot more aware of when you're going to be using these and at what time. It's basically like using pre-pots in World of Warcraft, if you know what they are. That'll give you a damage boost for a certain period of time. Updated the effect of the consumables from 10, 15, and 25% to 9, 12, 15%. Creature family absorption consumables. Updated duration from 5 minutes to 20 seconds. This is the same thing as the elemental damage consumables. They're basically reducing that, so then you got to be thinking a bit more about when you're going to be using these instead of like using them as a buff. Updated amount of hits players can take while using creature family consumables from 10, 15, 20 to 5, 10, 15. Updated the effect of creature family consumables from 20%, 35%, 50% to 5, 10, and 15. Set all absorption consumables to have a 120 second shared cooldown. Oak Flesh Balm and Gemstone Dust consumables. I don't know too much about this, but updated the duration of Oak Flesh Balm and Gemstone Dust consumables from 5 minutes to 30 seconds. So doing a similar thing to the Elemental and the Creature Family absorption consumables. Updated the amount of hits players can take when using Oak Flesh Balm and Gemstone Dust consumables from 5, 10, 15, 20 to 6, 9, 12, and 15. Increased effect from 5%, 7%, 10%, 15% to 10%, 17%, 25%, and 35%. Siege turrets. Increased explosive cannon damage by 30%. That is huge. Siege is going to be a lot more effective. Repeater max damage fall off at 90% instead of 100%. Repeater damage fall off now starts at 80 meters instead of 60 meters. Siege weapons damage is now being mitigated by armor. Siege weapons increased damage by 20%. Lifestyle buff. Reduce effectiveness of Arcane Blessing lifestyle buff. Corrupted enemy absorption from 20% to 5%. Perks. Fortified recovery effectiveness is reduced by 30% to 10%. Keenly fortified effectiveness reduced from 30% to 10%. Mortal fortification effectiveness reduced from 30% to 10%. Healing potions increase base health gain from health pots from 160, 300, 650, 1200, and 1800 to 200, 400, 900, 1600, and 2400, and decrease the amount of health gained from the potion based on a percentage of their max from 15% to 7. Increase baseline health regeneration potions from 30, 65, 120 to 180 to 40, 90, 160, and 240, and the decreased amount of health gained per section from the regen potions based on a percentage of the max HP from 1.5 to 0.7. Onto the endurance potions. Removed endurance potions from the Anarchist crafting station. This item has been removed from the game. Gems. Amber Gem. Reduce the damage scaling obtained from the Amber Gem nature when putting attributes into focus by 20% to make the healer's secondary weapon a bit less powerful in terms of raw damage output for focus builds. Attribute threshold bonuses adjusted the strength 50, 100, and 150 attribute threshold bonuses to prevent damage bonuses from being applied to elemental melee attacks. It will only apply to physical damage. This is to prevent doubling up on bonuses when using elemental conversion gems with those attributes. War. Small deployables, Inferno Traps, Powder Kegs, now have a shared deployment limit of 15 per team in a war and invasion. This was something that I was really expecting to happen. In closed beta, this was unlimited. So as long as people were buying them, you could put them everywhere. Notable bug fixes. Move speed increases. Fixed issues with players having a permanent speed buff applied. Move speed decreases. Fixed issue where move speed could not be slowed by more than 10%. Stuck on load screen. Fixed issues where player can get stuck in an infinite load screen and respawn at a random starter beach if they die before getting to the watchtower respawn point. The life staff. Speed of light upgrade now functions. Jump. You are now able to jump while in exhausted state. Attribute threshold bonus. 250 constitution bonus should now have a 60-second cooldown. Attribute threshold bonus. 150 constitution bonus should now only reduce damage from critical hits, not all hits. Rewards from duels. Players should no longer be able to get PvP rewards from duels. Sword. Leadership passives will no longer persist after leaving the group. Life Staff. Mending Touch no longer removes all debuffs, only one. Life Staff. Magnify Ultimate now extends buff durations. Life Staff. Inspire will now increase stamina. Great Axe. Heavy pull passives no longer causes heavy attack to hit twice. Great Axe. Enduring Strike will now reduce damage by 20% while in grip. Bow. Deep Strike upgrade will only increase damage on penetrating shot, not all attack. Swap weapons. When using swap active weapon keybind, your weapon ability wheel will now toggle when swapping weapons. Sword. When using contagious reverse stab perk, damage over time attacks that are transferred to the other players will now cause damage. Falling. Fix an issue that would cause you to go into fall state while navigating downstairs and inclines. Encumbered navigation. Fix to jittery navigation animations when becoming encumbered. Darkness events. Fix to many crashes and freezes when engaging with darkness events. Hardy perk. Fix to bug that will cause you to not be able to block or dodge when having a hardy perk equipped. Fishing. Fix to camera snapping and rotation that would occur during fishing. Ice Pylon. Health bar should now be blue for allies and red for enemies. Life Staff. Inspire upgrade now functions. Life Staff. Splash of Light will only heal group members as intended. Bow. Unbreakable focus buff can no longer stay on forever outside the aiming state. Cannons. Attackers' cannons can be attacked during upgrade process during wars. Hatchets. Stay back passive now applies correctly. 25% slow for 4 seconds. Bow. Fix for animation cancelling, causing bow to shoot at a faster rate than intended. Ice Gauntlet. Ultimate Chill should now apply chill debuff and increase ice damage taken by enemies by 35% for 3 seconds as intended. Ice Gauntlet. Refreshing Spikes should now give a cooldown reduction as intended. War. Defenders can no longer use the respawn option to respawn at the rally point before the war has started. Damage Conversion Gem. Fixed a bug where the intellect attribute threshold bonuses were being applied twice when using a damage conversion gem. Economy, progression, and rewards. Progression. Added tier 4, 5 Azov staffs to be unlocked in the main story quest. Tier 4 is required for the completion of the level 50 corruption breaches. Tier 5 is required for the completion of the level 60 and 65 corrupted breaches. Reduced XP for town projects. Raw material turn-ins reduced by 25%. Refined material turn-ins reduced by 30%. Crafting armaments turn-in reduced by 50%. Provision turn-in reduced by 50% as well. XP required to start at lower levels has been reduced by a small amount. XP required to level from 20 to 30 has been reduced by a medium amount. Reduce the faction granted per mission for PvP missions in Monarch Plus, Cutlass Keys, and Morningdale to account for their shorter travel times. Crafting. Remove the recipes for endurance potion. Rewards. Increase the drop rate of named items from expedition bosses. adjusted the perks on many named weapons in an effort to better distribute perk availability on named weapons while making more of them feel unique and well synergized. Normalized the perks on all faction weapons and armor. This change made lower level faction armor give crit damage defense instead of cooldown reduction. Increase the cost of all faction armor and weapons. I think that's really good because they were super easy to get, like ridiculously easy to get. Reduced gear score of tier 4 faction equipment from 495 to 490. Reduced gear score of tier 5 faction equipment from 550 to 535. Equipment visuals. Materials fixed for war weapon styles, war kite shield, vengeful war spear. Icons fixed for various weapons and armor. For the tower shield, the ice gauntlet, the fire staff, the life staff, the warhammer in the Siren Arena set. The round shield, the kite shield, the tower shield, the fire staff, the life staff, and the ice gauntlet in the Drowned Elite set. Notable bug fixes. Many named items had duplicate or otherwise incompatible perks that have been updated. Fixed an issue that was causing some very low level items to roll with perks, which could cause player to get green items that weren't special in any other way, other than the color green, which is special to some people. Fixed an issue that could cause fishing hotspot locations to be visibly culled, which could make them exceptionally difficult to find. Updated the logic for teleporting players away from factional control points so it should allow more people from each faction to participate. Fixed an infinite loading wheel that could occur when you tried to purchase something from the trading post and had already been purchased by another person. Fixed an issue that could cause a significant increase to influence gains for attacking factions after 72 hours. This increase is still present, but has been reduced by 50%. That is good. Fixed an issue that was causing invites to Outpost Rush to not time out correctly, which was causing them to still be considered part of the invited group. Fixed an issue that could cause boss drops in an expedition to roll far outside of their appropriate gear score range. Fixed an issue that made it possible for players to trade directly with each other over long distances by fast traveling in the middle of a trade. Fixed a number of exploits with gold, item trading and duplication. Fixed an issue that was causing some named items to not drop in expeditions. Fixed an issue where players could get stuck in a lag detected state if they are removed from a war roster after they get their war invite but before they accept it. Fixed a conflict between queuing for war and playing in an expedition where a player could be pulled out of the expedition. Fixed an issue where fibers were giving tier 3 rewards instead of tier 2. Fixed some issues with seals not working with all the faction armors. Removed a note about war camp gate strength because war camp gates are indestructible. Added a limit to the number of inferno traps that can be deployed during war. Fixed an issue that could cause attacker turrets to be destroyed in one hit while they were mid-upgrade. Fixed an issue where dying as a war resolved could cause the player to enter a state where they were unable to interact with the game. Fix an issue where attacker cannons could not be attacked while in an upgrade state. Fix an issue where the war sign-up boards didn't display the correct times for the players from different time zones. Fix an issue where players could spawn outside the fort before a war started. Added collision to the roof of the war camp. Fix an issue with the even scale reach war camp where defenders could get in using some nearby geometry. Fix an issue that was causing the vertical beams at capture points to be invisible during war. Fix an issue that could cause some war invites to be sent out too early. Fix an issue that could cause players to enter an unresponsive state when put on standby during war invasion. Fix an issue where siege weapon damage wasn't being mitigated by armor. Fix an issue where rally points are lit up outside of the war. Defenders are no longer able to climb over the walls of the war camp. Okay, you beautiful bastards. Main thing to take away from the patch notes if you didn't go through the entire video is PvP scaling is nerfed. Item and gold duplication is fixed. Expeditions got buffed. Life staff was nerfed. Constitution damage reduction is limited to crits, not all damage. Heals will increase from wearing lighter equipment and heals will reduce by wearing heavier equipment. The Great Axe double hit is fixed. Hatchet got nerfed. The Inferno traps in wars are limited to 15 now, and a couple of quality of life things for your siege equipment is there too. Housing buffs are nerfed. Health plus health is increased. Running downstairs no longer cause the falling animation. Crashes from going into the darkness events have been fixed. Faction armor costs have been increased, and also the icon on the faction armor that used to change to like your opposite faction or one of the other faction has also been fixed. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.